always wondered whether I overthink or do I just think a lot? Turns out I overthink a lot. And maybe you already know that you tend to overthink or you're not really sure, as I was. Doesn't matter which one it is, you're gonna benefit from this video regardless. So what is overthinking? The definition the Cambridge Dictionary gave me is the action of thinking about something too much in a way that it's not useful. After reading that definition, I realized that my whole day consists of overthinking, and it's not just part of life, because there are some people that don't actually have imaginary fights with people they never met. Neither do they spend 3 hours obsessing over future and then remembering all the embarrassing details from their past. To be fair, not everyone's overthinking looks like mine, for example, because there are 3 different types of overthinking. But before I get into that, let's talk about reasons for overthinking. But if you don't care about reasons, feel free to skip to the part of this video where I talk about types of overthinking and how to reduce it. So, reason number 1 is you are striving for perfection. When we set ourselves goals, standards, deadline, crazy standards, goals, and deadline. For example, running a marathon without any previous training in 1 week. That is an insane example, but I hope you get the point I'm trying to bring to the table. After we set these out of reach something, we start to second guess ourselves and criticizing ourselves for the smallest errors. This insane strive for perfection is basically what feeds our overthinking. Reason number 2 is desire for control. We sometimes scrutinize the situation day in and day out, hoping that we can influence the outcome. But the thing is, doesn't matter how many hours you're gonna spend obsessing over the TikTok video or over the YouTube video that you posted. It doesn't matter how much time and effort you're gonna put in that, for example, piece of content. Once you press post, go and relax. Because if you're gonna obsess over it and worry about it and trying to control the outcome, it's basically like being in a pool without ability to swim. You're gonna drown in these worries, in this stress, in this attempts of controlling something that you have no control over. So it hurts you more than it actually benefits you. Reason number 3 is past experiences. If you grow up in high pressure surroundings, you can develop overthinking as a coping mechanism. It's like your brain is always on lookout for danger. And reason number 4 is low self-esteem. Doubting our self-worth, our abilities, and ourselves can cause us to replay situations in our head in order to find the mistakes that we made. To find something that we said that we shouldn't, to find some embarrassing thing that we should have avoided, and replaying these little moments in our head, mostly in shower or when you try to go to sleep. Yeah, how do I know that? I just know. My friend told me. Fear of failure can also lead us to overanalyzing every decision, every step, and every possible outcome, because our society glorifies success and sees failure as some sort of defeat. So, as I previously mentioned, there are 3 types of overthinking. First one is rumination. It's like a mental loop where you dwell on past events, usually negative or distressing ones. People who ruminate usually swim in a pool of guilt, regret, should've, could've, would've, and stuff like that. They overthink every past situation and blame themselves if something went wrong in those situations. A key aspect of this overthinking is that the person is basically getting stuck in the past. It can be common for people who have chronic illnesses, and it's usually taking a form of negative thoughts about the pain and healing from it. And sometimes worry and rumination can trick our brain into thinking that we're doing something good with worrying, because worrying about something means that we care about something. And it can trick our brain into thinking that this rumination is something productive and something good and something great and something we should keep absolutely doing. And since a lot of people have this impression that worrying about something shows that you are caring about something, and if you worry about something, you are preparing yourself for the worst outcome, that can become a habit, and that overthinking rumination type is gonna become a habit for us. Here are 3 signs of rumination. First one is you fixate on negative feedback. Second one is you are over the top cautious because you want to avoid mistakes at all costs. Third one is you tend to bring up past failures, mistakes, setbacks, and etc. in conversation with others. So here's how to overcome rumination. Schedule worry time. Instead of letting this overthinking obsession of the past ruin and take away your whole day, weeks and months, to schedule daily worry time. Usually you don't need more than 15 to 30 minutes. Find or make a place for yourself where you can worry, particular park bench, chair in your house, or part of your room. And when you have that worry time, divide all those worries and overthinking into two groups. Those that you can control and those that you can't. Those that you can control, just throw in a bin next to you in the park. Or if you're just home, then throw these worries out of the window and brainstorm ideas, solutions, and actions for worries that you can control. By doing that, you're not bottling up your emotions and worries. You are simply postponing them to a scheduled time. If those overthinking ruminations thoughts appear during your day outside of your worry time, then just gently remind yourself, I will get back to this worry in an hour or 2 or 12, depending on when is your worry time. But again, don't do it before bed. Don't schedule your worry time before going to sleep. And second type of overthinking is future tripping. And to be honest, I do that quite a lot, more than any other overthinking type. So it's basically when you think too much about future. While thinking about future in some sorts are beneficial, this kind of thinking about future is not beneficial at all, because it can escalate to the point where it holds you back. The uncertainty of what might happen, the possibility of failure, and the fear of the unknown makes it challenging form of overthinking. Here are some signs that you have future tripping type of overthinking. You spend excessive energy planning for every possible scenario to feel prepared for any outcome. It is hard for you to celebrate your success because you're always thinking about what's next. You often feel restless or agitated because you keep thinking about all the things you still have to do. To be honest, that is the most accurate description of myself. So the next time someone will ask me, tell me something about yourself, I'm just gonna tell that person these 3 things. Kidding, of course. Or am I? Here's how to overcome it. Use your ability to look forward as an advantage by mentally projecting yourself into a future beyond the point of current worries. For example, if Rory finds herself worrying about a major decision, like for example, a career path or where to go to college, she can try looking ahead and working in a successful career or living in her dream city. Imagining herself in a successful career or living in her dream city can help her see that this decision is just one of the many decisions she will make in her life. This perspective allows her to see that, well, yes, this decision is important, it's not the only thing that will define her future. This strategy is called temporal distancing. You can also try practicing selective ignorance to reduce stress. This means being careful about what information you pay attention to, especially from news and social media. Figure out what things make you stress out about the future, like constantly checking financial stuff or worrying about industry news. If some of that information doesn't really affect what you're doing right now, you don't have to focus on it. Instead, focus on stuff that you can actually do something about. And the third one is overanalyzing. While the previous 2 are focused on time, this one is centered on depth. Overanalyzing is when you get really focused on something, digging super deep into a topic, thought, or situation. This can be helpful sometimes, but usually it just means that you're getting stuck on details that don't really matter. Here are some signs. You procrastinate or delay taking action to research something further, to perfect it, and etc. You often need other people to confirm or approve because you lack confidence in your own work and analysis. And you have difficulty distinguishing between high priority tasks and low priority tasks, leading to a lot of unnecessary tasks on your to-do list. Here's how to address it. Instead of trying to find the perfect choice, go for the one that is good enough, using a method called satisficing. Once you find a decision that meets your needs and feels right, go with it, even if there might be a better option out there. This is different from maximizers who keep searching for the absolute best choice, often making themselves unhappy and comparing themselves to others in the process. Here are some other ways to reduce your overthinking. Accept or deny your thoughts. The brain always comes up with a lot of thoughts, but thinking is a two-way street. While the brain may offer numerous of near constant thought suggestions, it's ultimately up to us to decide if we accept them. You don't have to take every alarming thought that pops into your head as a truth. In fact, you can use those overthinking moments to question and fact check if that's true. So the worried thought doesn't have to have as much power over you. Retrain your brain. When your brain isn't busy with tasks, it tends to focus on problem solving and thinking about yourself. So if you let your mind wander, it can lead to overthinking. So stop this. You can train your brain to do something else, especially if you tend to overthink before bed. You can try other activities to clear your mind instead. Here's some examples of those activities: meditation or mindfulness, deep breathing exercises or yoga, going for a walk in nature, listening to relaxed music or sounds, engaging in creative hobby like drawing or painting or singing or playing a piano, etc. Writing in a journal or practicing gratitude, doing puzzles or brain teasers, reading a book or watching a light-hearted movie, practicing progressive muscle relaxation, spending time with pets or loved ones. Okay, the next one is do a brain dump. Writing in journal is a great way to get your thoughts out of your head and prevent them from overwhelming you. Alternatively, you can make a to-do list which is more action-orientated and can help calm your mind. You can do this anywhere, whether it's on a piece of paper or using the Notes app on your phone. Nature. No matter where you are, spending time outdoors and breathing in fresh air can do wonders for your mind. If you can, try to go for a walk in nature. It's even better. Researchers suggest that 90 minutes walk in natural environments can help reduce overthinking. This is because natural settings tend to have less noise and distractions, and some people find it easier to stop negative thoughts and focus on the beauty of their surroundings. Next one is get out of your head and into your body. Instead of focusing on your thoughts, just switch the focus to your body. Close your eyes and try to feel your heartbeat from inside. Put your arms together and try to focus on every touching point you feel your fingers are experiencing. And you can lay on the floor and feel what parts of your body are touching the floor, what parts of your body are relaxed, what parts of your body are not relaxed, and noticing that. You can also go to the gym, you can also dance. That's some other ways you can tune into your body instead of your thoughts. Next one is attention training. Attention training is a meditation technique. It can be helpful for people with anxiety, depression, and of course overthinking. The easiest way to do it is by focusing on something routine, something mundane. Like if you wash the dishes, only wash dishes and focus on that. If you're folding clothes, only fold clothes and focus on that. You direct all your attention into a task, almost like hyper-focusing, and observe yourself and any sensation that come up. It's important to remember that the goal isn't to stop all deep thinking, but rather to avoid turning it into unproductive overthinking. It is also important to remember that overthinking is not a mental health problem, but it can be associated with depression, anxiety, and eating disorder. The same way loneliness is not a mental health problem, but it can be associated with mental health problems. And loneliness can lead to mental health problems. If you struggle with loneliness, here's the video: how to stop feeling lonely, why we feel lonely alone, and why we feel lonely in a group of people, and how to stop feeling lonely in both of those scenarios. Okay, I'll see you in a week or in a few seconds if you want to watch any of my videos, and love you. Bye!